Good morning. It's Tuesday, October 10th. Daily stock pick in your ear. Guiding you through all your hopes and fears. Yeah, if you're new and you don't understand that, that's the theme song, and it was written by AI. 100% AI. So, it was I was bored last week, so I'll probably do a video on it, maybe today. I am traveling tomorrow. No podcast tomorrow, but there will be a newsletter. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, you should. dailystockpick.substack.com. If you hear any links, if you see anything that you want to see, the main link is Linktree, linktr.ee/dailystockpick. You can go here, and there's the TrendSpider offer, there's the Seeking Alpha offer, there's the Webull offer, where you get free stocks. And the fourth one down is a Daily Stock Pick newsletter. If you're paying anything more than $25 a month for your phone service, go over to Visible. I save you $20 off your first month. Tesla, if you're buying a Tesla, we'll talk about Tesla stock. And if you want to email me, it's email right here. But all these social links up here are there as well. But the newsletter, I will put out a newsletter tomorrow while I'm traveling. I am traveling on Frontier Airlines. I like Frontier. I don't mind it. We'll see if they fight me on my bag again. That's the biggest issue I have with Frontier. But let's go over some stuff. The midday rally yesterday, and we did have a midday rally. Make no mistake about it. It was because the Fed speaker said that yields in bonds seem to have done the Fed's work for them, and they may not see the need to raise. That's good news being good news, which offered a good reaction. We talked about it in the newsletter. Good news needs to be good news to understand that this is an actual rally. I think this is an actual rally. If we are rallying despite what's going on in Israel, this is all good news. I mean, again, I'm seeing a lot of green in this core portfolio. Coke is up 1.4%. We'll talk about Pepsi being up. But yesterday's performance was historic in energy. Energy just took off. And when we go over the scans, almost the entire energy stocks that we watch, that I have on a watch list in TrendSpider, almost all of them had cross-ups yesterday for bullish bullish thing, and they're up again this morning. So energy is a sector you can absolutely still invest in. Just pick it. Utilities even had a good day. You can see aerospace and defense, super, super green. What wasn't good? Financials. What wasn't good? Travel. What wasn't good? Consumer defensive. So take a look at that I'll have that in the newsletter as well. SPY. We had this buy-in here at 424. We're at 432 right now. The level that you really want to get to is 440, which is about right here, which is pretty much the start of the downfall in September, where we just haven't come back from. But 440 seems like a good in SPY. That would equivalent to 4,400 on the S&P. But that's where you want to be to confirm that, yes, this is another leg higher. My only issue, and it's the only issue, is that the RSI has come up very quickly. We've seen this increase in volume. And again, we talked about down here, there weren't any buyers. Now there's buyers. And today, the bond market is open. The 10-year went down to 4.7 from 4.8. So it's all looking fairly good for stocks. And we talked about a fourth quarter rally. We talked about this week and next week being good for SPY. So there's a lot of things that are going right. What could go wrong? There's a lot in the world that could go wrong. We've got the deficit. We don't have a Speaker of the House. We've got higher for longer. We've got the fact that Jay Powell may not take his foot off the gas. We've got a slowing in earnings. We've got Apple, which has the largest stock in the stock market. Has 3 out of 4 quarters where they've reduced their earnings. So you've got a lot in the market where there's a lot wrong, but there's a lot right as well. So take your pick, whatever you want. What do I get in the morning? I get my Seeking Alpha pre-market portfolio digest, and you can see top 3 names in the core portfolio: Devon, Oxy, and XOM were the top performers. Top losers: Moderna, QCLN, which needs to get the F out of there, and NVIDIA. There was a rating upgrade yesterday in the quant rating. UNH went from hold to strong buy. UNH is just one of those that I said, get it under 500, and I think you'll be fine. It took a long time to get there. I mean, we were capitulating all the way back here since March to try and get over 500. And we did it a couple of times. This looks like it's the true rally in UNH. And October 12th of the earnings, be careful. They've announced that their costs are going up. They've announced some stuff. If you're in this one, I would say if you're in this since 480, I don't know that I'd add on this one, but I'd probably hold into the earnings. But be very quick if they pull back based on earnings. If it pulls back to this 200-day at 491, I would load up on this. You got the golden cross going on. So I think, in UNH, I think you're okay. I like that one. And again, the quant rating from the email that I get from Seeking Alpha, and you can find $25 off. Now, there were downgrades. Microsoft, it went from buy to hold. Just hold it. Don't worry about it. Coke went from strong buy to hold. We'll go over Pepsi earnings, which by the way, Coke is up like almost 2% in the pre-market. And Meta, strong buy to buy. And I think Meta, anything under 300, I think you're good. This one is a stock that will continue to just print money. And I do think that Mark Zuckerberg is a great copycat, and he's going to copy Apple. And he beat Apple to the market with their headset. And there are some issues with Apple's headset. Make no doubt about it. There are some actual issues. Now, what I want to point out to you is this unusual whales breaking yesterday. Congress has been buying war stocks. Most of Congress bought General Dynamics, which is a industrial that basically makes war stuff. So General Dynamics, it's going to benefit from the Israeli war. You'll see it. Congress buying it. I mean, look at that chart. That you got to cross up here at 238.28. And it's all because Congress bought it, and it's all because war broke out. But this one was down around the 200-day. It's taken off. And if we just take a look at a long term of General Dynamics, and I'll go over the other stocks that they started buying, but you can see it's just taken a leg higher. The high here in December of 2022, 253. Am I buying this one? Nah. I mean, I'm not a big guy on war. So what do I want to buy? Well, numerous Republicans went heavy into oil and energy companies. You wonder why we don't want to make the transition from oil and fossil fuels to renewables. It's because the people voting have such integrated interest in oil expanding. They bought Exxon, they bought Devon, and they bought CVX, Chevron. So Devon is one of my top names that I say it's just been beaten down. And here, there's a great article that I will include today from Seeking Alpha. Devon Energy, the ignored oil play. It has been completely ignored. I mean, look at that. You just got to cross up 46.10. Buy it under 40, buy it under 50, sell it over 50. You had the death cross. I'm not worried about that death cross anymore. You've got confirmation above that 9-day. This one's going back to 50. I mean, you're just going to see Devon is going to go back to 50. And if it doesn't at some point in time, maybe when they announce on November 7th, it'll go back to 50. But I like this one, and I like it a lot. And this article points out everything that I've been pointing out is that, hey, when Exxon made their bid for Pioneer Natural Resources, Devon has similar stuff, and they've been reducing their operational cost. There was a hiccup in the last earnings call, but that's gone. That's completely gone. Takeaway, the key investor takeaway is that Devon just appears an ignored energy stock. Despite strong profits and capital returns, ExxonMobil may be chasing Pioneer due to the Permian Basin resources and a CEO looking to retire, making a deal more possible. But Devon Energy is much cheaper play here. Investors in Pioneer Natural Resources should use any offer from Exxon to flip the investment into Devon. One can sell Pioneer at all-time highs and flip that investment into Devon at multi-year lows. Absolutely brilliant play. I completely agree. I like this. This article was really good. It popped up yesterday at the perfect time. I will include that in my in the newsletter, and if you want to sign up for the newsletter. Let's talk about Pepsi earnings. Pepsi beat, and they raised their outlook. This is good news for Coke. We'll go over Coke. We'll go over the charts here. But the key point, and this article points it out really, really well, is one of the issues with Pepsi and Coke was, hey, these high sugar, high carb snack companies, they're going to get killed because everybody's taking Ozempic and the weight loss drugs. Well, this proves that that's not true thus far. Will it get there? Absolutely. I read an article on Weight Watchers yesterday, how they bought a prescription company so they can start prescribing the weight loss drugs versus their point system. So Weight Watchers has been, let's go into Weight Watchers so you can see the chart that I was looking at yesterday. Weight Watchers has been on a roll, an absolute tear of recent for this year. You go back to March, $4.20. You've almost tripled in freaking Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers, you've almost tripled just since April of this year. So, and I'm not saying this is a buy, but here's the thing. Look at this long-term chart. You're not even at the 200-day. The 50-day has just started moving positive. If this one continues to move, you're looking at a $30 stock. And it's got all the confirmation in the world. But it's Weight Watchers. Back to Pepsi. If we look at the Pepsi chart, Pepsi is up almost 2%, I think, in the pre-market, 1.76. This one, if we looked at the weekly, I'll show you a weekly chart that I had where I'd put in a channel where it was trading in. But Pepsi they beat on earnings and they raised their outlook. And this article about Pepsi, hefty quarter pokes a hole in the idea of Ozempic fuel sell-off. Yeah, read that article. I will include it in the newsletter. But this Pepsi chart, you can see it's just falling off a cliff. Now, where are you going to open up? You're going to open up at about 164, which is right about here, which means that you have a turnaround in the 9-day, and you're above the 9-day. This could be the turnaround that goes back to the 200. I like this stock. I do. I like this one and Coke. And I don't say for long term. I think for long term, they've run enough and that you can probably play these for a good trade. Here's the thing. I don't think that you're going to get hurt by these even if you try and trade them. Here's the long term. Look, for almost this entire year, since September 2021, you've been trading in this range. This is a weekly look at Coke, and you've just broken down. And if we look at Pepsi from I think it was it's the weekly. We can see Pepsi has just broken down from an upward trend as well. But the 4-hour shows us, hey, we might be pulling back into that channel. Now, if you pull back from this channel, this is Pepsi on the weekly. I had done this channel well before today. It was well before today. You're at 160, 164. This chart shows that about 171. And if you want to play this one, I don't think it's a bad play. Are you going to make 15, 20%? Probably not in this one. It's Pepsi. It's a consumer good. I mean, come on. The PEs are a little bit high, but I don't think you're going crazy with that. So Pepsi. Now, there's a Motley Fool article that I saw. This artificial intelligence stock is now Cathie Wood's second largest position, and it's not Palantir or NVIDIA. It's UiPath, but they talked about Tesla. And I like Tesla. I like Tesla a lot. I think Tesla is probably one of the best plays that you can do into earnings this time. And I say that because it's been capitulating around 250. Now it's at 257 right now. They had shut down the Chinese factory and the Texas factory for retooling, so they didn't deliver on their promise of deliveries. But they're on track this quarter. They just reduced the prices, which isn't good for the overall stock because it is PE-wise a very expensive stock. But all that Elon has to do is bring up AI, the neural network, and the fact I can tell you I've driven the full self-driving. It's getting better. And the article that I read yesterday is interesting in that they just increased, and this hasn't been confirmed by Tesla. I don't think it's been confirmed. But my car, a 2008 Model 3, just got an upgrade. It feels like a new car. The over-the-air upgrades are incredible. In that I basically get in my car and it feels like a new car because it's different user interface, different options. And what they did was they took the hardware and they enhanced the software. So now the hardware is upgraded with better vision. And the difference was amazing. And I need to find that article. I think it was on Facebook in one of the Tesla groups that I'm in. But the difference is night and day. And so what that does is help Elon get to visual, full self-driving. And if he gets visual full self-driving right, it's already really close, but it's called the Dojo network if you want to Google it. The Dojo network is what's basically taking things in pictures and turning them into decisions. And if he gets that right, the verticals in that are enormous. And if he gets it right as well for full self-driving, guess what? He can sell an 8-camera package to an automaker with full self-driving completely done. And they can put it in their cars. So Hyundai or Honda or Toyota, GM and Ford, they ain't gonna do it because they have this Blue Crew stuff that they have, and they're doing their own stuff. But I like it. I like Tesla going into this earnings. I may add more. I've got it. I don't own it outright, but I do own it in XLY. Now XLE. Let's talk about XLE. There was a seasonal post by TrendSpider that seasonal for the last 10 years. And let's go back 10 years. We're going to go back to 2013. Here we go. And this is we wanted a monthly. Monthly. So this was interesting to me in that October's your worst month for oil. But then you have November and December, which are two of the best months of the year for oil over the last 11 years, say. 11 years. So is oil going to be brought down by this? I don't think so. You got war in the Middle East. You've got war in Ukraine. You've got China needing more energy. So they posted this one. I think this just kind of bolsters my position in energy stocks for the rest of the year. I like that one. I like that a lot. CrowdStrike. We had a new 52-week high yesterday. This is one that is not in the core portfolio, but I do personally own this one. I like this one. I think my average purchase price is around 170. So, but it's a new 52-week high. Let's see where it's trading at. It's at 181. So 181, we'll wait for the chart to come up. But yeah, new 52-week high. Oh, come on. It doesn't like it for some reason. Let's see. We're going to restart real quick. Pardon me while I do this. It's interesting that you guys continue to listen even through all these technical errors while I do this live. And I don't edit this shit out. I will not edit stuff out. I don't like editing stuff. Let's talk about sectors. We'll go over here. Well, this thing. There's CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is at 181. It's down 0.45, but it got its new 52-week high. And here's the thing. Do we have more room to run? Yeah, because you look at this weekly chart of this. We'll go over here and here's part of the reason why I like energy, by the way, before we get back to CrowdStrike. Energy. Here's a 1 month look at some sectors. There's XLE, XLRE. XLE is energy. XLRE is real estate. XLU is utilities. XLK is technology. XLV is healthcare. And then XLY is consumer discretionary. So you've got your XLRE is the big loser over the month. And that's the purple line down here. It's down 8.86%. XLY is the consumer discretionary. This is completely run by Amazon and Tesla. That's why I own it, and it's minus 6.23. So I think you've got a good opportunity there. Again, this is 1 month. And XLK is down 2%. XLE is down 3%. XLRE is down 6.82. And XLRE might be the one that is due for a bounce if we're coming back up, because you look at the 5-day. And the 5-day XLRE is up 2.54%. Energy is up 3.3%. That is all 100% the Ukrainian war. You can see it bounce right there. XLU, This is bouncing. I like this sector. We talked about this yesterday. I like this one to bounce up. You can look at the year-to-date stats on this one. XLU is down 17%. XLY is up 25%. That's 100% from Tesla being up 100%, by the way. It's Tesla and Amazon that are driving that one way up. But XLE is up 4%. XLU down 17%. XLK is up 37%. That's the grade 8. That's just 100% the grade 8 right there. But you can see, if we look at XLU down there, XLU probably has to come up to the orange, which is XLE, which is the closest to the center line. XLV, which is healthcare, probably has to come up. So you look at these beaten down sectors and you're like, okay, well, where are the opportunities? You can find opportunities in any of them. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's pulling up the CrowdStrike chart. So let's look at EQT. EQT is an energy name that I really like. And why do I like EQT? The reason I like EQT is because right here, if we go FinViz and we look at EQT, the average target price is $55. Wait, no, Energy Transfer. It's ET. ET is the one that I like. EQT. Yeah, EQT is one that I had a note on. EQT is natural gas. And we talked about Boyle being at 70 and how it's run. Well, if you want to, natural gas is up again today. Let's look at real quick. We'll go down here. Nat gas is at 337. It's up 0.03. But if we go over here and we look at EQT is the pipelines for natural gas. You can go down here. Natural gas production company, which is engaged in supply, transmission, and distribution of natural gas. The company was founded in 1888, headquartered in Pittsburgh, PA. And EQT pays a 1.32% dividend. Year to date, it's up 31%. 31%. This is just because they delivered natural gas. You're heading into the winter. You can see this one bounced off at 38 and you're at 44. This is with the move in natural gas. And I like EQT. If you want to invest in Boyle, I would say EQT is one that you probably want to look at as well. Let's make sure this is in our energy names. I don't think that it is. No, because I like this one. Yes, I'm going to update that. And EQT, you can see $39.63 back here on September 28th, and we're at $44. You got your 10% in there. I like that one. I like that one a lot. We talked about Devon, top quant stocks. I will show you, let's see, if we go over here and we go to our portfolio. No, I'll go over here. And we go to the core portfolio right here. I posted this on Twitter, and I think I posted this on in the Facebook group as well. If I go over here and I just sort by quant rating, these are the top stocks in the core portfolio. You can see Disney, great buy. VOO, I think, is a solid buy right now. FBCG, which is the one that beats the ARK fund. That's the Fidelity Blue Chip Growth. Pepsi, I think it's a solid UNH. I think it's a solid play here. Shopify, I think this is a $75, $80 stock by the end of the year. It's at 53. The only problem you have with Shopify is the valuation. It is still high, but they got rid of their cost and they partnered with Amazon for fulfillment. So Shopify is a great one. Microsoft, they're going to announce some Copilot stuff, and they're going to announce that it's integrated, and then they're going to put out some financial projections. And Microsoft, solid play here. Meta, I mean, come on. It's at 318. I think that's a $400 stock at some point in time in the next 6 months. So I like this one. These are the core, the quant stock portfolio. Now, is there other stuff that you can do? Fertilizer stocks went on a tear yesterday. Absolute tear. Mosaic, MOS, CF Industries ranked among the daily top winners at 6.8 and 6.3%. Nutrien, NTR, was up 3.4%. This is similar to the Ukraine war, where basically it's assuming that fertilizer and all of this stuff is going to go up, and it's going to be a shortage, simple supply and demand. So I'll include this article so you can see it if you want to invest in that as well. Let's see, Nat Gas still going up. Let's look at Boyle real quick. We're going to close out of that one, and we'll look at Boyle because we just talked about EQT Energy Transfer is the one I really love, with the guy buying it at 13. Here's Boyle. Boyle is down. It's flat. It's at $70.76. I like it. I like it a lot. So, you can play that one. If you think natural gas is going to go down because it's had too good of a run, you just play KOLD. Play them on short time frames. Now, I got hit yesterday with Mara. Mara is at $8.37, and you do have confirmation. You had the death cross right here, so I said be careful of these couple of buys, but I still say anything under 10, I think you'll get to 10. Your MACD is down below. All you got to wait for is crypto. Once that announcement that a Bitcoin ETF is approved, and it might be that they all get approved in one day, once that announcement goes, this one's back to a $15, $16 stock. I mean, on that day. Because these guys are basically the miners of all that. So I like this stock. I like it a lot. Roblox. For those of you in Roblox, I know it's been a tough haul. You're above 30. Don't be greedy. It has confirmation. Yes, this buy at 27.17 was close to the bottom. You've covered this gap. You had this death cross right here with the 50-day. It's starting to move positive. I would be very cautious of this, and I would put your stop losses each day at about 4 or 5% down. Because if for some reason some news comes out about users being down, about Roblox having some issues with daily users, I would put your stop losses in there. You're heading into earnings, which are coming up November 7th. Sometimes this one just breaks news and the CEO comes out and tries to, soften the blow of the earnings. So I'd be very, very careful of this one. But Roblox hit 30. I got an alert from Webull. If you are not in Webull, man, put $10. Use the link down below and just put like $50 in Webull and get alerts like I do. We hit a 52-week high on Google yesterday, 139.94. And a 52-week high doesn't mean an all-time high, because if we go back to this monthly chart, we can see that this one probably still has some room to go. Here we go. This is December 2021. You're at 150. So you still got room to go to get to all-time highs, but you hit a 52-week high. Like I said, anything under 130, great buy on Google. You've got their earnings coming up. It looks like, let's say, October 24th. So a couple of weeks there. Social requests. Butch from Facebook. You've probably already covered this, and yeah, he said that I covered it, and Butch, hopefully she's still listening. Catching up on last week's podcast. I'm shocked that you guys listen to last week's podcast and stuff. So finding support at the bottom for the falling wedge, bullish divergence on the weekly. However, not confirmed on the daily chart, not much support underneath. What are your thoughts? This is the same thing as block. I own both, and I own a big block of block. I own a much bigger share of block than I do PayPal, but I'm a bigger believer in PayPal. And the reason being is they have a new CEO. I'm not willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I don't expect immediate turnarounds in this. He just started. He just started in September. Their earnings are coming out November 1st. Most likely we'll get an idea of his plans. I don't want to throw it out until November 1st. There is nothing he can do. The biggest thing weighing on this are margins. It's not like a new CEO is going to come in and overnight, all of a sudden, you've got better margins. That's the issue. So I think for me, I'm holding. I don't have a huge position in this, but I plan on building a position in this probably when we get confirmation. And we just haven't gotten confirmation since his buy. So I'm in it, I think 67, 64, somewhere in that neighborhood. I think it was on this run, actually, I got in. Maybe it was on this run. Maybe I'm in at 61, 62, somewhere around there. But I did get in on this one. I am down on it. If you want to track it, it's on Savvy Trader, and we can just go to the trading portfolio here. Let's see what we're at. PayPal, I am down to 15.7%. So let's see. Does it have my history? Yeah. Initial holding, 100 shares at 68.37. So I bought 100 shares at 68.37. I don't think that is a horrible buy. It was an initial kind of, just hey, let's put some money in here. It wasn't huge, but it's big enough that, yeah, it hurts to be down that much. But in my mind, I think we'll be fine. I'm going to dollar cost average it. So that's my hope, Butch. I just don't see any catalyst between now and the earnings. So if you want to get out, I think you get out. My thing, I'm probably holding on because we've got too many gaps up above. Gaps up above don't mean anything for a stock that doesn't have a chance. And look at this. I mean, this is just falling. You're back to where you were in 2017? That's where you are with PayPal. But you've still got volume. I mean, look at the volume levels that you're seeing right now. So you're kind of in the middle of no man's land. You're at 38 on the RSI. I don't think there's any reason to buy. But in my mind, I still hold out hope. You have no confirmation, so I can't say that there's no reason to sell. Shane from Spotify wants me to look at Palantir, PLTR. Palantir, I've said, this one with the war, you can expect this one to continue higher. This buy at 15, you're at 18.11. I think it's a $20 stock. By the end of the year, their earnings are coming up on November 3rd. The biggest thing in this one right now is that they're looking at a contract with the United Kingdom, their healthcare system, and Palantir helping them out. They've met with Ukraine. I am sure this is an Israeli company, I believe. They've got some portions of Israeli intelligence. So Israel uses them. They're probably going to up their contract with the war going on. I like Palantir. This is one that I think it's a $20 stock. I currently hold it. And if we go over here to Savvy Trader, we can see I haven't added it on here at my buys, but I have added more. I'm up 25% on this one. So yeah, just on the buy that I did there, but I've added more as it's gone up. So I like this one. I like Palantir a lot. So Shane, completely go into it. Now let's talk about scans and bullish stocks. We talked about Devon. Devon had a cross up on our algorithm. It's at 46.10. I will post all of the energy names. I will go over them here. ARLP, Devon, OIH, SLB, CHRD, Cord, Energy, FANG, COP, Oxy, XLE, MRO, ALB, BTU, Halliburton. Those are all energy names in the energy names that I like to trade that are in TrendSpider. If you want TrendSpider, there's a link down below, or you can go to the link tree right here to subscribe to get my 4-hour algorithm. All of those names are bullish in the algorithm. You can trade it. I give you access to all those watch lists, energy names, the core portfolio. You get, covered call ETFs, levered ETFs, low cost vanguards, spider sectors. You get all of those lists that you can scan. Almost every energy name in that list crossed up. So energy, huge. One that I really like is Devon because we talked about it. I think it's a beaten down energy name. And FANG. FANG is one that got a huge run up from October 5th. And it's at 156. Are we going higher in this one? I like this one. I really do. It's kind of at its high, but that is one name. What do they have? Yeah, 3.94% dividend. It's up 15% year to date. The PE is only 8. Their forward PE is 7, so it should continue to grow. You're only 5% below your 52-week high of 164. But I like that name. A lot of these are going to be high flyers. You're going to have to just grin and bear it. Oxy and MPLX, I own both of those. Another one that got a cross up, Bank of America. The financials are seeing some strength. Bank of America up 2% today, 26. We got a cross up here at 26.31. I continue to say anything under 30, buy this one. Their earnings are coming up October 16th next week. I like this one. I like it a lot. I like it to get back to its 200-day at 30. So if you're trading at 26, I think you can trade around it. I particularly buy and just hold, and I continue to add under 30. One that I really like as well, Cleveland Cliffs. This one's up almost 1% at 0.83, 1581. I think this is a $20 stock by the end of the year. I am currently sitting and holding. What am I holding at? Let's look on the trading portfolio. Where's my Cleveland Cliffs? Did I put it in here? I guess I didn't put it in here. Didn't have it in the trading, but I do own it. I own it around, I think, 19. I was hoping that it would get up to 21 or 22. I've continued to add to it. My initial portion was, I think, at 19. I'm still down. even though my ads weren't as big as the ones. But I'm currently down. The CEO bought. If you want to see where he bought at, go over to FinViz and go Cleveland Cliffs, and you can just scroll down to the bottom and you can see insider buys. I mean, nobody's selling. Nobody's selling at these prices, even though they're up in the upper 15s. The chairman, president, and CEO, $1.5 million. Yeah. This guy knows where it's at. He knows where it's at. So Cleveland Cliffs, I like that one. Wells Fargo. This is another one. I think under 40. Wells Fargo, absolute buy. It's at $40.11. We got a cross up here at $39.11. I brought it up yesterday. I said, hey, this one's a good one to buy. Solid company. Their earnings are coming up on October 12th. So in a couple of days. Yeah, pre-market October 13th. So you have to own it by October 12th. I like that one. Another one that we talked about a lot, e.l.f. e.l.f. is a cosmetics company. This one has seen a severe pullback from about 130, and it's down here at 101. Do I expect this one to continue down? You haven't really covered this gap that goes down to 86. The gap is still kind of in play. Right now, you're down 0.26. You're trading right at 100. The buy was at 101. This one, I would wait for that 200-day, the confirmation over the 9-day. There are two things that worry me right now, and two things that are kind of bullish. Well, the first that worries me is that death cross. The 50 days moving under, and once you see that, typically you're moving down. The other thing that worries me is the volume. The volume's kind of fallen off a little bit. It hasn't continued. Now, this is a low-cost cosmetics company. I know nothing about them. I don't use them. I just know from others who shop at Target, this is the preferred brand over Ulta. And Ulta has just been a dog. I bought into Ulta. Yeah, I bought into Ulta. How far am I down on Ulta? Let's see. Ulta, I am down 14% right now. I'm down $673. Yeah. So I bought 10 shares initially, got it at 454. It's down at 388. It's doing absolutely nothing. I like e.l.f. I may take my Ulta and swing it into e.l.f. I think e.l.f. has a better opportunity of growth back than Ulta does. So I like e.l.f. Caterpillar had a cross up. WBD had a cross up. Comcast had a cross up. Charter had a cross up. COP, which is one that I like, ConocoPhillips. This is another energy name that I really like. This one had a cross up here at 120. And yeah, sure, you would have liked it down here at 100. I said, buy these energy names when you have this golden cross. You can see that golden cross when the 50-day crosses that 200-day, usually pretty strong. You can usually pretty much do what you want with a golden cross when it's in an upward trajectory like that. We talked about utilities yesterday and how I thought that XLU was a good play. Well, Duke Energy, this one has been beaten down. This is at $87. I remember going over this saying, hey, I think 100 is a pretty good deal on this one, not knowing that it was going to be taken down so far. Again, this is a weekly chart, and you can take a look at it. Back here in September of last year, it just fell off a cliff. It fell off a cliff in this September too. So you're trading right now at $88. I do think you had that death cross, so you have to be a little bit worried. But this is the first time in a long time you've seen a death cross of that 50-day on this weekly chart, if at all. Yeah, Duke Energy. And the reason for utilities to go down so much is because you're getting paid so much in bonds, and there's no risk in bonds. The bond, you buy a 5% bond. The worst case scenario is that you get 5%, or you lose the bond completely because the government refuses to pay you back. But in treasuries, you're pretty much guaranteed that you're going to get the 5%. So why are you sitting here holding this phone for 5%? So Vanguard, we had VYM. And for our low-cost Vanguard stuff, remember, this isn't trading that you look for this for. You look at this one basically for an entry point. And I think 101.78, solid. You're trading at 102.78. You're up 0.471. You had the death cross. You have a lot of death cross in these. But in the Vanguard funds on the 4-hour, again, you don't trade them. You just look for entry points. You can see this one's just touching the 200-day. So every time it's touched the 200-day, you've been fine. This is the high dividend yield ETF from Vanguard, low cost. So there you have it. If you have any questions, if you see a link that you want to revisit, Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. You can look at TrendSpider. Great offer on TrendSpider. You get my 4-hour algorithm. You get the 65-minute algorithm, which you can trade with. You get all the watch lists. You get all the scanners. I think it's like $470 for a year if you skip the 7-day trial. It's a great, again, you can save all that money on the downturn. You can save all that money by making it on the upturn. Get Seeking Alpha for $50 off. You see how much I'm using Seeking Alpha? I think it's worth $189. Again, if you don't have TrendSpider and you want to start with something and you want to look at some stocks, I think TrendSpider, the $189 to track your portfolio, to look at the quant, I think that stuff is really, really good, plus the additional articles that you get. Webull, if you have Robinhood, I would say go to Webull. Webull is so much better. Try and get your money out of Robinhood. That's all I say. I got my money out of Webull. I tested it before I actually started suggesting it. But Webull is great. I really, really like it. Oh, Caroline Ellison shows up in court. Oh, good Lord. This woman's a crook. Daily Stock Pick newsletter, dailystockpick.substack.com. I do a free one every day that the market is open. Visible. $25 is your first month, or $25 a month for your phone service, unlimited phone service through Verizon. It's the Verizon network. I have this one personally. And if you're going to buy a Tesla, right here. No podcast tomorrow. I am traveling. If you have any questions, you can hit me up in the private Facebook group. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on Instagram. Or you can email me if you don't have social media. Right there's the email. Substack, you can leave a comment, whatever you want. But I will be back hopefully on Thursday. If I'm not, then I will alert you through the newsletter or through social media. Okay, you guys, have a great day. Enjoy.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears.